come on here this morning, and I plan for a specific period of time. What that period of time is, I don't know quite yet, but I just felt led to start talking to y'all in the mornings about some of the things on my mind. As you all know, or may not know if you're new here, I am an estate planning attorney located in the state of Georgia, and we work with families who own land very often. Many of our clients are landowners, they're farmers. They are people who are stewarding assets that they may have acquired from an ancestor. They may have inherited it, and they are caregivers for, or caretakers, or however, whatever you want to call it, for land that's been in their family for many generations. Very often, sometimes this is land that my clients have acquired during their own lifetimes, and it's something that they want to continue in the family for multiple generations. I also work with families who don't own land. We work with homeowners, we work with single people who don't have children and who are wanting to figure out how they can leave a meaningful legacy. And so I wanted to start coming on here to talk to you all about things that are on my mind, things that come up for me, that I see daily in my practice, that I want to make sure that you all are thinking about as you are living your life, but also thinking about the future, planning your legacy out. Um, One thing that's been on my mind these past few weeks very heavily is just living life a different way. Um, there's so much hustle and bustle. There's so much running from one thing to the next. And a lot of times it's really like for no reason. There's really no reason for the amount of stress that we put in our lives very often. We're eating food on the go. We're not even spending time with our families the way that we want to. We say we're working so that we can like provide for our families, but we don't get to spend time with them because we're so busy doing all the things. And so I've been thinking more intentionally about how I can frame and structure my life so that I'm still doing what means a lot to me, the things that are important to me. I'm still serving my community, serving my clients in estate planning, still serving people and helping people with their heirs property, probate, dealing with property after a loved one has died. I want to continue doing that important work, but I don't want to do it at the expense of my health, at the expense of my sanity, my peace of mind. I don't want to do it at the expense of my family. And so I've been thinking a lot about how I can balance it all out. Not in a way that's like I'm trying to keep everything perfectly level, but in a way that's just, life just being life and not being so um I don't know, just dealing with so many details. I don't know if any of y'all know what I'm talking about. If you do, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts about this kind of stuff. But just in wanting to live a more intentional life myself, I'm also wanting to encourage the people I work with to live more intentionally. Because there's a lot of stuff on social media, there's a lot of stuff just out there where people are talking about building wealth, getting the bag, becoming rich, like whatever it is that people are it's something. We have a lot of pine trees, and somebody climbed the pine tree and dropped a whole lot of stuff. It was a lot of noise. But anyway, I got off track. Um, so a lot of people are going online and they're seeing all this stuff. You got to get a trust. You got to like build wealth. You have to have generational wealth. You need to have multiple assets. And for some people, that is what they want. But for others, that's not what they want. It's stressful. It's using a lot of time and energy that they really don't have. And so I'm wanting myself, and I wanting those of you who are listening to this to really think intentionally, what kind of life do I really want to live? Not the kind of life that everybody says that I need to live, but the kind of life that I really resonate with. And a lot of people might think, what's that have to do with estate planning? What does that have to do with leaving a legacy? It really has like everything to do with that. When I do estate planning with my clients, I tell them we're not just putting paper together. We're not just writing up documents. We're actually creating a structure that your family can lean on into the future so that they can live life on their own terms, live life more intentionally. You're leaving them something, and you're leaving it to them in a way that they can pick up the torch. They can carry the baton forward that you may have left at a certain point. They can carry it forward. They're not having to start from scratch. And so when we intentionally and very thoughtfully create our estate planning, we can create a plan that gives them guidance, gives them instructions on how to do that in a meaningful way. And not only are we looking at estate planning from the standpoint of how do I help my children, how do I help my nieces and nephews, how do I help my community, but also how do I plan my life now, no matter how old I am? How do I plan my life now so that going into my older years, I'm ready to live life well? Because if you're gonna keep living, you're gonna get older. And now my chickens, they want to lay eggs, and I'm hoping that they don't mess up my audio. But we're gonna all get older. As long as we keep living, we're gonna get older. And most people are just not thinking about what would their life look like in their older years. They're not thinking about what decisions am I making today are going to plant seeds for tomorrow. Am I making sure that I have enough money saved up or resources saved up so that when I'm older, I'm not dependent on the government. I'm not dependent on my children. I actually have a plan in place for how I'm going to pay for things as I age. And if you do need to receive government benefits to help you, like Medicaid, things like that, as you get older, there's nothing wrong with that. But at least like structure your life so that you can qualify for those things when that time comes. A lot of people are just they're living a life, they're enjoying it, they're thinking about retirement. They're not thinking, what am I going to do if I'm not able to care for myself? Am I going to have to pay for a caregiver? Am I going to have to locate to a new home? Maybe while I'm in my 40s and 50s, I should be looking at moving into a home that's going to be more accessible, or maybe I need to look at remodeling my home so that it will be more accessible when I get older. I know that when you're in your 40s and 50s, you're not thinking about that, but you could be in your 60s, and I've seen this firsthand. You could be in your 60s and not be able to climb stairs anymore. What are you going to do? How is your family going to respond to that? Do you have any instructions for them? And so I know I kind of went through a lot of things today. I talked about just living life in general. How do you approach your day? How do you spend your time? I talked about how do we leave a legacy for the people who come after us. And I talked about as we age, what do we do? Do we have a plan in place for where we're going to live, how we're going to pay, how we're going to afford to live? It's very expensive being older and being sick because most of the time you're not working and you're not receiving extra income. You have a fixed income. So I wanted to just kind of touch on those things, and as I continue these morning conversations, I probably will be covering this a little bit, going more in depth in these topics and other topics. So I just wanted to come on here and share some of the things that have been on my mind, on my heart, and I welcome y'all to join in on the conversation. Let me know in the comments if there's a topic that you would like for me to cover more in depth. If there's something on your mind that you would like to share, let us know in the comments. And I look forward to being here in the mornings with you as we continue forward. Um, I'll just say this last thing. If you need some help with your estate planning, you want to put a legacy plan in place, you live in the state of Georgia, reach out to our firm. We can help you. I will be putting my firm's information below in the comments or in the description. It'll be there after this live video is posted. But if we can help you with that, click the link, schedule a legacy discovery session, and you and I will have a conversation to see what we can do to get you on track for your own legacy planning. Again, my name is attorney Veronica McClendon, and I will be talking to y'all again soon. Take care.